The integration is one big part of this whole experience that you have on a weekend, on a week, on a 10 day, even a month or more, having interaction and knowing sacred plant medicine. As we mentioned before, just is a little piece ingesting the medicine. It comes in a more bigger picture, the integration process in the day-to-day. The purpose of this video is to give you some tips, suggestions and recommendations about signs, about behaviors that you haven't started just now or even after the sacred plant medicine. You have started before that. Now you start to remember. Now you start to reconcile. Now you start to take responsibility and respect that you have chosen. The being, the spirit, the soul in you start to remember. Link it with the human part, with this vehicle that you are. So this is a series of short clips in which I want to share certain signs and behaviors that you have experienced before to make sense out of this integration and to help you to navigate this whole process that can be challenging, that can be unknown, uncertain. And with that, I want to start with the number one. You start to ask yourself, who am I? Who am I? Who are you? Who am I in front of my family? Who am I in front of myself? Who am I in front of society, culture, my work, my friends, the world? And this is a really scary and uncertain question, because it's gonna take us, direct us, launch us to places that we don't know. Is where we initiate. I just want you to know that just by the fact that you are asking yourself that question, you have initiated. You start to be awake for that moment, but at the same time, you start to go to sleep to be awake. You start to know yourself. You start to see what is hidden in that unconscious, unknown realm. It's that occult knowledge that you already have. Well, now it's gonna bring step by step into the surface. Do not be afraid. You have started. If you choose to hold it, to sustain yourself in that task, that's what has been called in some tradition the path of the warrior. That warrior that is not gonna fight the wars or the battles outside. Never. What he's gonna do is to bring the fight within, within the worst enemy of all. Himself, herself, yourself. So, welcome. Intolerance to certain evil, fear to negative, dark energy, that is a sign. That is a sign of awakening. That is a sign of initiation. However, perhaps not how you right now think of. And let me explain. The fact that you are really comfortable with like-minded people, like share similar topics in terms of spirituality, disciplines, techniques, and you feel really comfortable with positive, high vibration frequency environment. And when you run into people that are not in your resonance or not vibrating in your frequency, you don't know how to handle it. It's too strong. Perhaps resentment start to shape out during the years. Perhaps you isolate yourself because you want just the positive vibes. In what way are you becoming addicted to that positive mainstream new age paraphernalia in which you don't see the other polarity? We are in a duality world. It's fine. Perhaps you are sensitive, empathic, sympathetic. There are talents, there are gifts, there are skills that you have developed. However, the absence and the isolation in front of that growth or in front of that need to be, aware of that, how is that hinder in some way your personal understanding to see what is the obstacle in front of you? What is that teacher in front of you? In the tradition, in the South American tradition, they talk about there's no negative energy. It's just heavy energy. It's just dense energy. It's just undomesticated energy. That once you start to get in touch and learn to navigate with that, you start to transmute and to understand that that has a teaching, that obstacle, that challenge, it is the way to overcome certain situations that are hidden in the unconscious mind. What a great opportunity to realize that in this process of integration and use it in your own benefit. Be kind, be humble, trust yourself. Interfere, influence with other people's processes. You begin to be the observer. You start to see really, really clear. Even you begin to feel that everyone is in the wrongdoing. Everyone is like a child. Like a child in which is directing himself to a cliff without even noticing that. You start to blame and point out. You start to see people how they can or cannot, how they should or should not, how they must and they must not, how they have and they have not, or how they know and they don't know. You start to feel that you have given too much to a certain relationship. You start to see that you feel that the other doesn't reciprocate what you have been given. There's no retribution or compensation in that you feel is not in balance. So, you start to see how people start to pollute, to contaminate. You start to see the incoherence in what is said, in what is taken into an action, in what is taken into a feeling or emotion, on what, are the thoughts. You see that not alignment in others. Stop interfering in others' processes. Stop cutting wings in people's processes. What a great opportunity. Yes, I hear you. It hurts. It's heartbreaking to see how people are not aware of this Mother Earth. How people are just taking as a virus? How is the self-destroying activation mode on? However, what a great opportunity to focus on yourself, to take benefit of that understanding, to ground yourself. Yes, start to reflect, when did this happen? You're not gonna fix anybody. It's not a matter of changing the other. It's not a matter to change the situation. It's a matter of bringing the fire within, to internalize your own personal power. So in that focus that you are having in this integration process, well, use it in your own personal story, in your own personal beliefs, lacks, needs, wants, ideas, in your family, with your friends, how you were raised, with your ancestors, with your descendants, with your mom, with your dad. Bring the fight within. You want to save humanity. You become the savior of everyone around you. You identify yourself with the one in need, with the weak, with the poor, with the helpless. You feel that you see that pain, that wound, and you really feel it beyond your flesh and bones. The thing here is that this is a great sign of awakening, enlightenment, initiation. The thing here is that at what point are you taking care of yourself? Obviously, you are here because you care. Let's put together that heart and discernment, that discernment and heart, to link the yin and the yang, to link the conscious and the unconscious, the inside with the outside. Fight within, negotiate outside of you, and start to play in this art of living, in this art of healing. You go to the dream world. You are a dreamer. You start to see certain things that happen in the real daily basis. But you wake up in that dream and you help in the dream. You go to heal in the dream, perhaps. But during the years, this is draining. You have to be careful. It is great. However, you wake up tired. You start to understand in this process of integration that, well, boundaries are important. Little by little, you're gonna run into those teachers, those mentors, so you can understand. No different from people that just ingest sacred plant medicine, psychoactive plants or herbs, and suddenly they are worse as they, were before. Boundaries are important. The integration process, it is a great percentage of all of this journey. Just the fact of doing a technique, just the fact of ingesting sacred plant medicine, that is just one small percentage in which the real ceremony starts once you start to put it into play. Well, the day to day, your daily life. When you start to live from the heart, when you start to connect the heart with the mind. Sometimes that signs appear, because something that looks like a problem, something that looks like an issue before, is not anymore. Or you resolve it right away. You cut yourself in what you are saying. You cut yourself in what you are feeling. You cut yourself in your actions, and you rectify that. And if not, well, it might look like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Doesn't matter. Defend your growth, because you are growing. Now you are gonna get the cold. Now you get the flu. Perhaps before it can last a whole week. Well, now you are seeing that perhaps it lasts 3 days, 2 days, 1 day. Give credit and value to yourself. Celebrate each moment that you are growing. You are not stuck. You are moving always. That is our universal law. The thing is that you choose where you're gonna move, which polarity. Well, what a great opportunity to bring that ability and that beautiful gift of free will, of choice. You choose. You have the choice. Say hi to everything, because everything speaks to you. Everything has life. Everything is a living energy. Introduce yourself with that environment, with your surroundings, within yourself. Acknowledge and recognize yourself. There is a story between that tree, between that stone, between that mountain, that lake, between that animal, between that flower, between that seed and you. There are many past lives. There are many future lives. Say hi to everything. Acknowledge the living energy that you are, and celebrate. Hold and sustain and defend your own world. Thank you.